Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to hone something that's already going on in your training and already going on inside yourself. And once you make this conscious to you, your training will not only become more effective and more intense, but it will become more pleasurable. Now, what I call this is bringing your training into the present moment. Because what you see with a lot of people is that they train for a goal. That goal is in their mind, it's projected somewhere in the future. And they're saying, once I train this and do this rep range and do this exercise, then I will look like this in the future. So it's a vision, it's a thought, right? So you're in the moment with your training, but then you're taking yourself out of the moment by going into a thought. Now, I know that there's a lot of the law of attraction crap and stuff like that going on out there. So people project things and they think about stuff and whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's some use to that at some point when you're sitting on the couch or whatever. But when you are in training, just like when you are on the battlefield, you do not want to be projecting to the future. You want to be hyper alert and hyper aware of everything that is going on here and now. Now, before you discard this and say, oh, I already know this, I'm telling you, there is the center of the center, the depth of the depth. There's the deeper of the deepest. You can take your concentration ability and take your laser-like focus and hone it to an even greater degree. You can build this like a muscle. And what I'm saying to you is that when you do this, your experience of training will bring you bigger rewards than muscle mass. There will be this vortex that you enter, the bodybuilding mountain vortex, let's call it that, the mountainous vortex that you enter. And when you enter that, you are in relationship with here and now, like I talked about in a video that I just put up. When you are in this vortex, the advantage of this is that not only are you hyper aware of everything that's going on with your body, but you also are capable of receiving the pleasure of the experience of training itself. All the way the muscle fibers are contracting, the pumpy and lumpy feeling, the burn, and the agony of the burn, and then the breath going in and out of the body. All of these things are happening at the same time. And through this symphony of physical experiences and emotional and mental experiences, there is this greater arching bliss that happens from it, this spiritual pump, you could say. Something that transcends time, something that transcends just physicality. It's like physicality works like a doorway to the unconditional. I'm transmitting this right now. I know a lot of you don't know my meditation teacher background, but what I am trying to find words to say is something that I know deep inside, an experience that I am Wi-Fiing to you. I'm conveying it to you so that you experience it yourself, if you haven't so far. But I'm guessing most of you who tune into this channel, you have some depth to you. There's a reason why you tune into this channel rather than just me talking about bicep curls all the time, right? You not only get my stupid humor, but you understand that there's something other than that going on here. And what I'm conveying to you is that the goal of training can be taken away from the future and just brought down to this moment. The goal is to go deeper into this moment, and training can be your vehicle for this. And yes, this will bring more results. This will bring more satisfaction and fulfillment from what you're doing. Regardless of whether your muscles get as huge as Mr. Olympia or not, there will be this ecstatic experience. It's like drunken bodybuilding. You are drunk on the experience of the physicality itself. That is where a lot of motivation can come from. Like when you train tonight or today, when you go to the gym, when you're doing arm curls or whatever exercise you're doing, whether you're doing light or whether you're doing heavy, just concentrate on the experience. Just concentrate on every little micro experience within that experience and be there fully with it, and see how your experience of the exercise changes into something much greater than just, oh, here I am performing reps. Because a lot of people talk about how bored they get. They're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm just doing the same exercise over and over again. And my question to you is, are you? This is a different moment than the moment before. Although your mind likes to say, hey, this is the same thing as before, maybe it's not. There are different experiences that are going on. Sometimes the bicep feels different than it did in the last set. This is what you want to focus on, this relationship with the body in that moment. All the subtle variables that are happening all at once, and being there fully with it without judgment, but just going through the motions and experiencing it, this relationship. That is what's going to bring you a greater experience of training itself, and that will bring you a different reward. Now, of course, you'll also pay attention to the experiences. There is such thing as the wrong type of pain, you know what I mean? And you'll obviously adopt a different training technique or different rep range or different exercise, depending on what your body is telling you. But only through having deep relationship with this experience will this become prevalent to you, right? So you could turn your workouts into a momentary goal instead of a future goal. That's my point. When you look to the future too much, you take yourself out of this moment and you're not embracing what is and truly having relationship with this ecstatic experience. You're actually taking yourself out of the ecstatic experience of training and living in the mind. This again is where meditation meets working out. This is when you want to turn bodybuilding into a deeper process which will bring way greater rewards. That's when you start to adopt some of the things that I'm saying right now into your training. I look forward to hearing your comments and seeing what you guys notice as you become hyper aware, as you fall into the mountainous vortex. Mountain. I think my work is done for today. Oh yeah, if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to these guys. They're kind of cool.